How and why did you get into the ABC program?
Okay, so when I was in 8th grade, my assistant principal, he came to me and my mom. He basically told me about the ABC program and how it helps take students from urban areas and gives them a chance to go to boarding schools and good quality high schools. So I went to a couple of meetings that the program was having, and I sat in and I learned more about the whole process. And the whole application process takes about a year. You have to take several tests, you have to do several interviews. Then I had to come up here and do an interview and take another test. So it's very challenging to get into the ABC program, but I decided that it was the best opportunity for me, basically because I knew I didn't want to stay in my community. I wanted to branch out and explore, different options. So once I came up to Madison, I knew that, I had an interest in being here and being a part of the school system.
Well, I found out about the ABC program through my guidance counselor and also the principal at my school. They just told me about it. They picked out the best students and told them to apply to the program. Well, I decided to go somewhere where I could just focus on my studies. I feel like Madison is kind of quiet, so I could just focus on my work and not have all the distractions I have in New York.
I found out about the ABC program through my guidance counselor from my old school because she thought that I was academically successful or whatever, and she thought it was a good idea for me to apply for it. Well, you kind of have to do a whole application process, and they select a few kids that get into the program from Brooklyn, from the Bronx, and other places in the city.
How would you compare Daniel Hand to the school where you grew up?
I grew up in the Bronx.
I grew up in Harlem.
I'm from Brooklyn.
Well, Han is definitely more challenging. Workload is tougher, and also Han isn't really as diverse as the school in New York City, but I don't really mind that.
Oh, my old school was a lot different from Han. There's only one white kid in the whole entire school, and the rest of us, they were just black. So.
Daniel Han is much bigger in size. The school I went to, my middle school, had only about 200 students in total. So Daniel Han has way more students. The school I went to was about 98% African American, and Daniel Han is about 98% white Americans. Madison has a lot of very, very smart kids. So that was sort of I had to get used to that fact that I wasn't always going to be the best, and that's sort of what I was striving to be all the time.
I believe the teachers here care a lot more about how each student does, but I think my old school is a lot more competitive. We're ranked kind of in our classes, and we were expected to be the best in your class.
I went to a Catholic school, St. Mark the Evangelist School, and the Catholic school I went to was much better than the schools surrounding area, but the quality is still low. So Daniel Han is definitely much more challenging and academically providing school. So.
Do you feel that teachers or students treat you differently because you're part of the minority?
Oh, definitely. I knew that, once I came to high school, I would have to accept the fact that I will always be different. And it's crazy because I think for most students, they want to fit in so bad in high school. But I knew that because I was African American, I was always going to be different, and I was always going to stand out, and I had to accept that ever since I was a freshman. So.
Not really. People here, they don't really see the color. They just see you as people. So I say that's not really a big problem here.
Well, I feel some students, they kind of suck up in a sense sometimes to me.
Teachers just see you as another class, as another student. They don't really take it easy on you or make it tougher just because you're not part of everyone else.
Certain teachers, I definitely find myself getting away with stuff that I should not be getting away with. Maybe because they don't want to offend me or something. So yeah.
Not all teachers. I have had several experiences where I would say that I felt like a teacher was treating me different. Some teachers may try to, some teachers work to make it more comfortable for an ABC student knowing that they're, one of the few minorities in his classroom. So they may work to, make it more comfortable. Some teachers may avoid talking about uncomfortable discussions like race and stuff like that. But not too many teachers treat me differently, so.
What do you like most and least about being a hand?
I would say I like the fact that Daniel Hand gives students a wide range of opportunities. There's such a vast opportunity for different types of classes and elective courses. And a lot of high schools in New York City, they don't have that. So I think Daniel Hand gives a great options as far as, language courses and extracurriculars. The opportunities here are endless.
I just like how people are very welcoming, and it's just kind of like a community here. Everyone's just happy to be here.
It's like a good change to see a different life from a different perspective, kind of. So for me, that was a pro.
I would say what I like the least is, I guess I wish it was a little bit more diverse. A lot of people are very similar in, their political views and stuff like that. So it doesn't allow for a lot of different, opinions in the classroom. So I definitely wish there was a lot more diverse backgrounds and opinions in the school.
Just the fact that I'm away from my parents, that's what I like the least about it.
Do you think that Hand, in order to become more diverse, should implement more ABC kids?
Yeah, I think so. It's just because you're taking kids from New York City, you're bringing them to a place where they could focus and study and have kind of a good environment and stay away from distractions.
I definitely think that it's worth it. The ABC program is not for every type of student, but implementing more ABC kids would definitely help give a more diverse feel to the school. Definitely help diversify the classrooms and give different opinions and stuff like that. So it's definitely worth looking into doing that.
Yes, I think so, because this school is a really awesome school, and I don't think if I was in the inner city I would be getting the education that I am getting now. So I think we should.